Hey folks, finally getting the opportunity to start my vlog series on my wrestling career like I talked about a couple months ago. For those who do know, for those who don't, I started my training Thanksgiving weekend 1988. I was down in the VFW in Elmwood Place down on Vine Street in Cincinnati. I met the guy that trained me a week or so before that. His name was Roger White. He had worked down through the southeast, through the southern states as the Cherokee Kid. I was working at Lumberyard at the time. He came in and was getting some lumber to get his ring done. Invited me to come down. I'd always been a wrestling fan. Well, not always. Been a wrestling fan since 1980, mostly started off watching the old Memphis stuff, the CWA and USWA, and guys like Jerry Lawler, Jimmy Valiant, Bill Dundee, Dirty Dutch Mantel, Jimmy Hart, people like that. Then started watching WWF and NWA. I was kind of more into the NWA than the WWF. But the first weekend, actually the first couple weeks, we didn't really do anything in the ring. We were mostly doing our basics, your collar and elbow tie-ups, arm bars, arm ringers, headlocks, standing wrist locks, stuff like that. It was just your basic wrestling moves that start matches off. So we didn't really do any ring stuff in the ring for probably the third weekend. There was probably, I don't exactly remember, there was anywhere between a dozen and a dozen and a half guys there. And there was another guy that was going to be a manager, kind of like how I did later in my career. Really none of them did much more or anything more than I did in the business. In fact, maybe 7 months later, or no, actually, it was fall when he moved everything to Ironton. There was only 5 of us that went down there, and the other 4 actually started training after I did. So. Those first few weeks were interesting, to say the least. But the main thing of that was February, a few months after I'd started, Flying Brian Pillman, who was from Cincinnati. He just been wrestling with Stampede up in Calgary for the Hart family. He came down, worked out with us for a few days before he started with Jim Crockett in NWA. He did some training with us, and then he was doing some matches. We had some of the people from the bar came over, and him and I, Brian and I, actually we put on a match. I did 3 months training. Wasn't a lot that I knew, but it was enough that we put on about a 7 or 8 minute match. Brian pinned me, of course. In fact, left a huge bruise on my chest from a drop kick. Which I wish, as we'd had cell phones back then, I could have taken a picture of it and posted it. But we had a few, if you want to call them shows. Like I said, they're mostly training matches, but we had people from the bar came over and whatnot. So we'd have 15, 20 people there, and we had matches, so to speak. But that's where I'm going to end this one here. We're about 4.5 minutes in. We'll try to get another one done in a few days, posted. Just other things that happen throughout my career. All right, thanks everybody. Have a good day.